Hello Taurus, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy, my dear Taurians, my dear bovine babies. I have already pulled out some cards here for you and we're going to start talking about that. We will pull out tarot together here. Now, the real key to this reading, this is actually one of the cards that represents your actual energy. The real key to this reading is you. So it's you. I'm looking at a situation here where you are kind of like rising from the ashes. You are totally rising from the ashes. You have the Phoenix as your underline in one deck. That's the Lace of Destiny Oracle deck. And then we're working with the El Key deck as well. And then you have She Who Radiates, She Who Guides, and She Who Avenges. So there's something about your true worth here. We're also going to get into that as well. Your true worth is like knowing who you are, understanding that that is where the value comes from. Okay, that's really important in whatever situation you're involved in, because it looks like to me you're rising from something that has gone to waste, something that is not feasible. This is not something that you can harvest anything from anymore. This is something that needs to decompose. There's a very strong death and rebirth energy in your reading here, especially actually with both of these. This is like death and that is rebirth, but the situation is the rot. That's the actual situation. But in that situation is where you find powerful devotion and true worth. So I feel like that there's something here that you've built of yourself, something that you've built in your world, something that has a strong resonance with who you are. And that is honestly like the situation is, I think you've taken it as far as you can with the rot card. I mean, it could be a relationship and you understand your worth, like you're going to really understand your worth on the other side of this transformation. It could be a career or business. Whatever like this is, it could be like maybe even just like a really big artistic or expressive project that you've been working on. And it's kind of like that's as far as you're going down that road. Now it's interesting though, because the one thing to remember here, even when the road changes, you're still you. That's how this comes across to me. It's like, yeah, well, even you're still in the same car. It's almost like you're in the same car. Like if you're driving down the road, but the car, like you are the car, you are the vehicle to which your success and growth comes from. So it's really important to keep that in mind, because something is decomposing here. The road has fallen apart. The road has become you can't travel this road anymore. But then it's like understanding, well, it's not what road I'm going down. It's me going down the road, whatever road I'm on. It's like your value is in this. So like, that's where I feel like this reading, like you're literally the key. You are literally the key. And the key to what? To flourishing, blossoming, abundance. You are the key to this. You know, it kind of gives me this sort of vibe too, like, let's say you were working for a company, right? Or no, okay, let's put it in a relationship. Let's say you're in a relationship and this relationship has just gone down into the gutters. Nope, that's finished. The thing that is really important to understand here is that the aspects that were making that relationship work, or the success that that relationship had when it did have it, because there's something here that doesn't. And again, it doesn't have to be a relationship. But the value that was in that situation, whenever it had value, that was you. Like, right? Like, it's to understand. It's like this reading is coming across to tell me that that was you. So when you, let's say you go into a new relationship or you start a new job, all the value comes with you. It's like, that is kind of cool, no? It's like a really like, yeah, well, thanks, Cindy. But thanks Spirit, because that's what the cards are saying. But I'm picking up like a sense of maybe a doubt, frustration. I don't know. Okay, because this is what the frustration is. These are the cards that came out as your frustration. So I literally, when I pulled your cards out, I was like really taking some time here to look at them and try to like pull out what this message was trying to say to you. Some of you could be literally dealing with someone whose name is Summer. No, that could be. And you might be dealing with, somehow this person could be connected to you. And I don't know, this, maybe you're moving away from this person. I don't know what the nuance of that could be if you are dealing with someone who is Summer, who their name is Summer. That could be clarification for somebody. But what is summer all about? Summer is when the seeds have really started to grow and you feel abundance and freedom. And like I want to say, summer brings a sense of relief and ease. You know, just thinking like where I am in a northern hemisphere, going outside is an ordeal right now. It's like, well, okay, like to take Lily for a walk, to take my little dog Lily for a walk, she's got to put her little boots on, especially if there's salt on the sidewalks. And then I got to put my boots on. I got to put on the coat, and I need the gloves, and then the mitts, and right? Like there's always like this planning and effort that's involved with just going outside. But in the summer, you just walk outside. I don't even have to put shoes on. I could go bare feet if I really wanted to. So like that's the frustration I want to say, is that you may not be feeling the ease of your power. So your power is actually starting to I guess like fertilize whatever is going to grow out of this, because this is also part. So again, all the value that you put into something, that you grew into something, it's still there. It's just alchemizing. It's being turned into sort of like a base element of nutrients. A base element of nutrients. So that's funny, right? That's the frustration. Now, what's the peace? So before I show you the cards, I want to say the peace to me seems to be recognizing where you can make changes and where you can do things and where you can't. Where do you have power and where are you just spinning your wheels? And there could be something here where it's important that you understand that because you are the commodity, you are the value, that just let it happen. Just kind of like almost like be yourself. Things will naturally progress. Okay, so that's your piece. that's the piece. That's why I needed a minute here with your cards. I'm like, okay, I don't understand what's going on with Taurus here. So bondage is your piece. I don't know, maybe some of you are into something a little bit kinky and, you know, you find peace in that. To each their own. To each their own. There's no judgment here on the channel. Whatever you need to do. But that's hesitation. Hesitation and holding back. I want to say too, like if you've planted your seed somewhere, it's to allow it to grow, because you might be feeling frustrated, like it's not growing now. Where's it going to be? When's that going to happen? I mean, this too could even be like the sun card. So when is it brighter days? When is it easier days? When do I feel like uplifted and elevated? When do I feel my power? Okay, you have the power. That's the key here. Like you are the key. And also, so maybe there's even a door in the future here that you're meant to open and you haven't approached that door yet. And because that door's not there, you don't even recognize that you have the key. You're just like, oh, I'm just me. I'm just me, and this is how things are going. So Phoenix, so rising up. I feel like you have risen up. But I also feel like maybe there's something going on where it feels like the atmosphere is strange and you can't, like you're flying low. You might feel like I'm kind of flying low here. I don't understand, Spirit, what the plan is. So you know, you're ambitious, you're confident, or it's underlying. So that's interesting. It's the underlying. I'm hearing like you've done this before. You can do this again. A new path, guide and renewal, right? In the past, you knew. There's no reason to doubt yourself now. Like, I'm not specifically seeing cards of doubt, but they're, you know, the way you knit these cards together, I can pick up on it, like in sort of a subtle way. Like if I was sitting having a conversation with you, and then later I played the conversation back and I started knitting together little things that you had said in the conversation, I would kind of say, you know, it's kind of funny. I mean, now that I think about it, I don't think Taurus is feeling very confident about, I don't know, whatever this is. Because, you know, I haven't pulled out any tarot. So it is just very much like energies with the Oracle card, and then Avenge. Your seed, I want to say too that your seeds have somehow already, You've planted seeds here that are going to grow. They're slow growth seeds, slow nutrient release. But that's actually really important for the future because, you know, years ago I learned when I had arborists come and do an assessment of a property I lived on and pick trees that were really suitable for the specific little ecosystems on the lot. And one of the things that they told me, they said, do not fertilize these trees for the first 3 years when we put them in. And they said a lot of people make that mistake because they want to get a lot of quick foliage growth, right? They want to get that big canopy right away. But what ends up happening, and they also said, don't put water, if you can, like water the tree regardless. But if you can kind of water a little bit just outside of where the root ball is, you know, the water will move to there, but the roots will start to spread. And if you fertilize the tree, it'll just get canopy growth. It won't get a deep, strong root system. You get a strong wind when that tree's like 20 years old and it goes down because the canopy grabs the wind and there's nothing to hold it. So there's something about that energy here for you. There might be something that is growing slowly. I actually really get that impression that something is growing slowly here. Also, if there's something that you've started to invest in, give it some time. It's your piece to kind of give something some time here. It's okay to be like hesitant. Yeah, give something time. Powerful devotion, true worth, wrought. Now, that also feels like some things you just got to walk away from. There's some things that you just need to walk away from because you know that you're more than that. Or you know that you're better than how you were being treated in a situation, or you know that your value is much higher than what something around you is, say, I don't know, but like, right, because it's wrought, it feels like something that had growth at some point. Also, there could be an opportunity missed here. There could be an opportunity missed. You know, it's actually funny, like, looking at these cards, I know, like, quite a few of you have been aware of what's been going on with Vimeo, with a lot of different readers. And I've just noticed a lot of backpedaling. I haven't mentioned it, but I've been getting messages from them and trying to kind of come up with things that would be okay. And I know a lot of you might say, oh, let's go back there, but I will not. I'll walk back to the devil. And it's kind of like this energy, right? Like, it's like, no, 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 no. I saw who you were then, and then you saw me call that out and go over here. I ain't going back. I'm going back because you will just do that again, and I can't trust you with my information. That's what. But like, that's kind of that, right? Like, it could be something where you had some type of growth, and the apple has fallen to the tree, and that's because you know your worth. You are the key. Remember, you are the key. I love it too because it's 33. So maybe some of you have life path 33. Maybe there's an angel number 33 that's significant with this also. So what's the rot? What's the rot? I don't know. The Page of Cups. I want to say being friendly. Maybe even looking to kind of like, that's my olive branch card. So with trying to reconcile with people, trying to, patch things over even. So this is interesting. It could have something to do with a relationship. Could have something to do with something creative, but it's small. That's what's interesting. This feels like the beginnings of something, just an idea. And maybe it was the idea around something and you thought to yourself, no, I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm not going to do that in that way. So true worth. True worth. Oh, Taurus. The Ace of Cups. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. This is literally like small things. Big things, yes. Beginnings, yes. Small things, no. Wow, that's really interesting. This has a lot to do with your emotional state, intuition as well. Tell me more about this Page of Cups. Just one card? Oh my gosh, the Empress. Well, there you are in all your Venus energy. Because I love this too, though, because the Empress is who you would see in the apple orchard, right? Like she would be there. She would be helping all the bumblebees and the honeybees and all the birds and all the little caterpillars. And the system would all be working. And oh, something's gone wrong over there with that tree. Let's not pick those apples. Those apples, no. There's some sort of blight in that. Let's just let those apples fall and let that nutrients go back into the soil. So yeah, I mean, the Empress, you know your worth and you know your value. And who are you? But you are the key to flourish, prosper, and see what I said? So I feel like too, like any relationships that you've been in, things that you've been involved in, you are the key to those things flourishing. So if you're stepping out of something that maybe doesn't feel like it's flourishing anymore, or you've had to call something out or make a tough decision about a relationship with another person, I honestly kind of feel like you've probably made the right decision because you are the key to things flourishing here. So the key, you are the key. The Queen of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Well, if this has anything to do with finances, because there's some of you, maybe this has something to do with business. It honestly really like creative spirit, your self-will. The Queen of Wands is definitely an energy who would know what their self-worth is. Right, like this, I want to say this is making big choices about your heart. So you're not going to try to build on something small, or you're not going to try to build on things where you weren't recognized for your worth and your value. You definitely understand your worth. I think you do. But because this is where I've been struggling with the reading, because these are so weird, right? Like this is your frustration. This is your peace. So I feel like, some of you may be self-aware here in terms of some things just need time for a solid foundation to be built, like the tree and the root system. But then others of you, I feel like there's something that just takes time. It's also kind of, in a way, I would say it's in your best interest to ponder and delay. Maybe there's things like, because if you're Empress, if you recognize yourself as the Empress, and I guess you would be in the tarot with Venus, then like things should come to you. Nature will naturally come and bring things towards you. And this is a very magnetic energy, Flourish, prosper, and blossom. The Five of Cups and the Ten of Wands. That's interesting. The Five of Cups flourish. So even in difficult times, I don't know, man. You're really coming across with a lot of value. Like somebody who can take on a lot. Somebody who maybe even when things are rough for you, or you're even perhaps in an emotional low point, like you still find a way for things to grow. It kind of gives me a sense that you bring positivity, or no, that's not what I want to say, because with the Five of Cups and the Ten of Wands you're not necessarily feeling positive, but you're still growing. So you're also, I'm seeing like, like on a rock face, and you see like those little cedar trees. I think it tends to be cedar. Maybe it tends to be evergreen trees. And, the root system. Yeah, okay. You'll see that they're small. They'll often look like these little small cedar trees or some type of an evergreen tree growing on sort of like the face of a cliff. And so a biologist or arborist or whatever have gone and studied some of these trees and taken like little samples and determined like some of these trees are like many hundreds of years old, but they look like saplings because they're so small, but their root system is so, they have found a spot to grow where really nothing else could grow. And it's a very tenacious, energy, I guess, as well. Very tenacious. So you might be in the process of growing too, in a space or an energy that a lot wouldn't be able to do that. You could even be waiting for the growth. Maybe, okay. So if we look at this, the situation is wrought. That feels like late fall. If we look at like your life in terms of a cyclical situation, oh, yes. Thanks for catching up, Cindy. Okay, so the rot is like the end of autumn. So we're past the harvest. Anything that wasn't picked is now decomposing. And what is your peace? To me, this is like just to sit in winter and allow all the nutrients to really start building around, decomposing in a very slow way. So I'm kind of hearing like there's alchemy that's going on here, but this transformation energy is reminding me of, where I'm being shown like things almost like on a molecular level. And when they're able to break down slowly, they maintain their integrity. Like the nutrients of whatever you're building in your life. When things break down slowly, they keep their integrity, like the nutrients keep their integrity, as opposed to becoming adulterated in some way. You know, like cells that reproduce in a healthy fashion. But that is really coming across to me as like winter. That's your peace here. Don't project into the summer. Summer's not the time. You would almost force quick growth before something was ready, it feels like. Right? Like if a strong wind comes and then the tree falls over. So summer is your frustration. The King of Wands and the Ten of Swords. There's the difference though, because the Queen of Wands is, to me, it's highlighting that receptive energy. The abundance comes to you. And the King of Wands, I don't know, this is trying to force action, trying to make something happen. Where in doing that, I don't know, it's not good. It's almost like the tree would fall over. The tree would fall over and have to start all over again. Empower, uplift, and elevate. Wow, justice, the devil. Oh, it's really important that something happen in a timeline that it needs to happen in. That's for sure. Because, right, the thing that is good for you is to find peace in whatever way that you find yourself kind of bound or delayed. Why are you, but it's interesting too, pondering confidence. Ponder your confidence, which is who you are. I think this is building yourself up on a psychological and emotional level too. Bondage. The Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Now both, there's two cards there that like look somebody tied up in it they can't see. I want to say this is a time for you to really think about stuff. Like don't jump into anything too quick. Especially if it has anything to do with collaborating with other people here. It's in your best interest to ponder. Ponder. To ponder, Taurus. Ponder. Think. About, I don't know, your past, your present, and your future. Yes, you know, Four of Swords and the King of Swords. Literally. It's to clear your mind. To heal your thinking. Maybe there's some stuff going on here with, you know, like I always talk about those little voices from any criticism that we've had in the past in life. And those little voices play through in our own heads about ourselves and who we are. Yeah, there's something here that give yourself time to heal your mind. Heal your mind from whatever space you've come from. And know that you are the key. The Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands. You've had good ideas before and you will have good ideas again. It's kind of like a download energy. Like a coming in, something coming in. So, well, that's interesting. So that's what I have. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to ask, what is the lesson in this for now, right? Yeah, oh no, what is the hidden? What is the hidden lesson? I'm going to use Brian Froud's fairy deck in that and see what the hidden lesson is for you at this time. Thank you so much, Taurus. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.